This is the 4th edition of Reflections and Confessions of the $50 Billion Man. We're on to the Edinburgh airport to fly to the United States for 2 board meetings amongst several other meetings. First to San Francisco, and then to Los Angeles, and then back. We'll be gone, I believe, a week and 1 day. We've had a lot of comments about the Reflections and Confessions of the $50 Billion Man. Not the least of which the first episode was quite popular. It ranks in the highest of any of the podcasts I've done so far. And the number 3 will come out, I believe, in the next couple of days, and this is number 4 after the editing. And there will be another edition when I return from the United States in about a week, coming back to Guthrie from the airport. We have closed the June seminar, which starts in about 20 days. Actually, about 17 days, and we're making good progress on the August seminar, which is actually the last couple of days of July through the 6th of August, which will just be short of my birthday, my 70th birthday, which the festivities begin on the 9th through the 10th for my actual birthday, and the 11th. And we've got a number of people that are coming in from various parts of the world that I'm looking forward to seeing, some of which I haven't seen in a long time. But we'll talk about that later. These 2 board meetings are somewhat unique. We have one young man who's in the healthcare. Actually, they're both in the healthcare business. One is in the bioscience healthcare business, and the model is set up to acquire companies in that portion of healthcare. And the other young man is in the actual acquisition of hospitals, and he wants to follow the Rick Scott model, who built Columbia Healthcare some 25, 30 years ago, who is my lawyer, who is now currently the sitting governor of the state of Florida. Both of them, one gentleman is about 31 years old, and the other one is about 33 or 34 years old. One currently lives in Hong Kong, and will be moving back to the Bay Area, San Francisco, to continue on his acquisition endeavors. And another one lived in Beijing, who already has moved back to the United States, and will also live in the Bay Area, or actually already lives in the Bay Area, to push forward his acquisition model. The unique thing about both of these young guys is neither one of them was in the healthcare or anything that was even healthcare related. The one that's in going after science type companies, it was more or less a fitness nut for pills and potions, etc. But he certainly didn't know anything about acquiring companies. In both cases, they put together powerhouse boards of directors, well-renowned guys that have a lot of experience, retired partners from Big 4 accounting firms, partners of big law firms, etc. And they have both done a really fine job. One of the board meetings will take place in Los Angeles, even though the young man lives or will move from Hong Kong to San Francisco, because a majority of the board lives in the Los Angeles area. So that's the one board. The other board board meeting will take place in San Francisco, where a majority, not all, of the board members currently live. I've asked them both to put together outlines to show exactly how they tweaked the QLA model to adapt to their own personalities. And we'll see how that looks in the next few weeks. And I may or may not, if I think it's applicable or apropos, share it with you guys in either for sure in the seminar format, but perhaps in the QLA free content format. The website that was put up a few weeks ago by Dan Loke, a successful mentee of mine in recent years, actually 10, 11 years now, has been sought after and viewed by a lot of people. And so, as I said months ago, that when we said that we were going to go forward with this project, that you no longer can use that as an excuse that you can't find all the material in one place, because Dan has put it in a very stylish website, which you can find on my website, which leads to the new website for all the QLA product. And it's well formatted, and it looks real good, and I'm really happy. And that Dan asked me to do that a few months ago. And not more importantly, but very importantly, it gives you guys an opportunity to use the material and go through it step by step. And again, I want to thank Dan for doing that. I also want to thank Grant Cardone again for giving me the idea of this Confessions in the Backseat of a Rolls, which while I didn't sit in the backseat of his car, I sat in the front seat. And while I have a driver and he drove us, it was his idea, and I want to thank him. And in fact, I think just recently he's retweeted a shout out to me saying that I was doing good work on this Reflections and Confessions. You never know when you're going to get ideas, and that's why I tell you kids that you got to kiss a lot of frogs, and that's why I attend a lot of meetings. I have 4 or 5 meetings, even though I'm pretty packed with board meetings. I have 4 or 5 meetings with new kids with new ideas, to both in San Francisco and in Los Angeles. In addition, one of my meetings in Los Angeles will be with a mentee that graduated from the seminar, I believe, January 2014, about a year and 3 months ago. It was just recently completed an acquisition, and we'll have a drink celebrating it. His first board meeting was many months ago, so he will be, I'm sure, wrought with joy that he's got an acquisition under his belt, and he's already got number 2 on the schedule. So he's looking pretty good, because what you'll find out is once you get the hang of it, and you do one, and then the second one's easier, and the third one's easier, and it's quite interesting to how momentum is easier to maintain once you've got traction. And it's a lot of you write me emails about how do you get your first deal done, how do you do this, and unless you do it, it's hard to describe the feeling that you'll have. It's not like having your first kid, but it's analogous. It's similar to that, and and then pretty soon it becomes old hat. I've gotten some other comments about the car, and will I be doing these podcasts in any of my other cars? And the answer is no. Will I be doing podcasts from the Reflections and Confessions angle with anybody else? I think I mentioned that, but I'll say it again. The answer is no. And will I be interviewing anybody? And the answer is no. The most that you'll get of these reflections and confessions is me spewing out with various bits of information that I think are germane to you at the time I say it. Right now we're coming into the summer months, and the sun's out and shining here in Scotland, which is more or less an anomaly. But the summer months are when people get lazy. They think about going to the beach. They think about a lot of different things other than doing deals or building dream teams. So I don't know what I can say more that I haven't already said ad nauseum that will instill in you the idea that you have to keep your nose to the grindstone. We've also gotten a number of comments about how I dress for these reflections and confessions. As you can see, I'm wearing a blazer, a shirt, a pair of jeans, and as opposed to my uniform, my three-piece suit with my pocket watch. And a couple of you have commented that you like my uniform better. Well, that's, taste, your taste. You've gotten used to seeing me that way. But virtually all of you that have commented on it have said they like the more relaxed Dan that I portray in this format. And a few of you have even said that it makes me look or sound or both more human or more accessible, is a word that some of you have used. Well, be that as it may, I assure you the podcasts and the things that I've filmed and taped over the years of me in my uniform, that's not an act. I'm not pretending. That's the real me. And this is also the real me, but this is obviously a more relaxed environment. While I don't get as I did, and I made the comment in the when I was skidooing at the North Pole, that I got mesmerized by the vastness of and the whiteness in the snow, that I almost fell asleep a couple times on the skidoo. I'm not going to be falling asleep here. That I'm so relaxed. We're still getting the questions Ask the $50 Billion Man in, and I've got a couple podcasts that have already in the can, been taped, that will be coming out in a few weeks, and I will continue to answer those questions. As I've commented before, it's ironic that there's probably 10 or 15 different questions that continue to come up over and over and over again, and I continue to answer them. And some of you say, why do you answer the same questions, or many of the same questions, over and over and over again? And quite simply, it's because for whatever reason, the answers, the facts, the information has not resonated. Because if it resonated, I wouldn't be getting asked it over and over and over again. And so my job as a coach, as a teacher, is to get this information to resonate with you. And that's what I'll continue to do. One of the young men that's having the board meeting in Los Angeles, even though he lives in San Francisco, and as an aside, I think it's unique or strange or that both of these kids live in China, one in Beijing, one in Hong Kong. One happens to be Chinese, that are both going into healthcare. And as I said, if I was 25 years old again, and what would you do, Dan? I'd go either healthcare, telecommunications, meaning the internet. They're both from an area that I tell people to go to, which is China. And they were both been successful there. The one lad comes out of investment banking, and the other lad comes out of education, where he built an educational company in China the last 7-8 years. But it's interesting that they're both going into the same area. And I tell you kids, the same thing. If I was 25, I'd be in either healthcare or some facet of healthcare and telecommunications. And I've said countless times that my age group, the baby boomers, as they're called, or as we're called, we all want to live forever. We don't want to die, and so we're very concerned with fitness, health, etc. In addition to the physicality, the physical exercise, and the pills and the potions, and so there's just a myriad of topics that you can look at. From the last seminar that April, which has been about 6 weeks now, of the 22 kids that came, about four or five of them didn't have a business, didn't have an idea, hadn't found their passion yet. And the people ask me, well, how do I find that passion? Where do I look? Where do I go? Well, I mean, Google's the answer, because there's, it's a foundation now of just about all information. But the important thing is that you find something that you can really, as they used to say, get your teeth into, because then it's not work. Tuesday and Sunday and Friday are all the same, and you can really, get motivated. And it's hard to translate that into, the difference between passion and tedium is something. Passion is something you like doing. Tedium, or something that's tedious, is something that you more or less force yourself to do and you don't like it. And needless to say, the last 22 years, my passion has been coaching new kids. Now, by the time this airs, I will have had my 22nd anniversary, which is the 22nd of May. I gave my first seminar at the Sheraton Hotel in Los Angeles. I had about, as my memory serves me, I had a little less than 100 people. And it was a 11, 12-hour seminar with about 4 or 5 hours of questions. And I remember it well. And some of the people that were at that seminar, I'm still doing stuff with, and so it's ironic. Now, think of that date, 22 May 1993. Now, and fast forward to Christmas 2015, where we're going to have a special seminar, and it's going to be QLA Hardcore. This hardcore seminar, as I've commented, was really the idea was a throwaway line. I was really teasing the audience towards the end of my April Council seminar, and the response was so good that I'm now backed into, so to speak, of having one. Right now, as we're filming this, if the people that have said that they're interested, we're about half full. We have about a third of the people, maybe a little less than a third, that have actually paid their down payments. And so it's going to be a 10-night, 11-day extravaganza from the 24th of December, Christmas Eve, through Christmas Day, Boxing Day as they call it in this country, which is the day after Christmas, through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and the day after New Year's, and where the participants will be leaving by 6 o'clock on the 3rd of January. We're also having a second aspect of the seminar, in addition to it being completely new material, more or less case-driven like in the business schools where you get cases to study, where your significant other, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, are invited. You have to pay for them at a reduced rate, but you have to pay for them. And they will be given 4 half-day lectures by my lovely wife, a high performer in her own right, and a couple, 2 or 3 afternoons of touring around Angus, where there's quite a lot to see here in Angus. Angus, Scotland, Guthrie Castle is in the middle of Angus, Scotland. So it's going to be a different kind of event. The materials, whereas we cover about 1,700 slides at the normal Castle seminar, this one's going to have maybe 50 or 100 slides, and it's going to be we're going to be about transactions, about doing deals, and how you differentiate a good idea from a bad idea, how you differentiate a prospect from a suspect, how you differentiate 95% of all financial presentations, unfortunately, are given to the wrong person, meaning a person that can't make a decision. He's not a decision maker. How you differentiate through all this? What are the things that you should say, and what are the absolutes that you shouldn't say? We will work on between 8 and 10 cases where the audience will participate and be split up into work groups, which I will supervise all the work groups. It's going to be a very interesting exercise, and everybody is going to learn a whole lot. They've asked me, well, what do you equate it to vis-a-vis the Castle Seminar, Dan? And I'm not sure I can equate it to anything other than we're actually going to delve into and through actual transactions. And it will be at a whole new level. And I'm sure that a lot of people will come away with a different view, and we call it QLA Hardcore, not because I'm any meaner or any tougher on you than I would normally be in the regular seminar, but it's the people that want to go to the next level and are willing to even step out of their comfort zone even more than they have in the past. I mentioned in the last seminar we had a young man named Matt, who was an Australian engineer who had done a few deals using QLA before he ever met me. I keep saying that 99.9% of all the people that have utilized QLA I've never met. They didn't come to the seminar. They somehow found me, and they utilized the material and have gone on to be very successful. The people that have come to the seminar and that I've laid hands on, so to speak, are the people that want to go to what we call the next level, and we've had a lot of successes. I'm looking forward to my 7th birthday, which is a little less than 3 months. There's going to be a number of people that I want to give thanks to that have helped me get started in business. Some of the people, unfortunately, have passed on, aren't around anymore, but there's still a few that are around, and I will give thanks. We're going to have a full day of events on the actual birthday, which is the 10th of August. We'll have lesser events, but a dinner the night of the 9th, and we'll have a brunch and some other things on the 11th, depending on how many people stay over through the 11th, past my birthday. It's a black tie affair. There'll be heavy security, and the people that have been invited are people that are QLA alumni and people that have meant something to me in my life. I think that'll do it for this episode. I want to thank you. I look forward to it. I'll be talking to you again on the way back from the airport when I come back, and I'll report to you how the board meetings went. But in the meantime, peace, God bless.